Scorpio, welcome to your reading. So I'm going to start here with your current energy and just see what is happening in your world. And your potential outcome. So Scorpio, looking at the bottom of the deck here, I am getting the Five of Cups. Now the Five of Cups is about shifting your perspective. And it feels like this is something that you're actively working on. It's very easy to fall back into an old pattern of focusing on those cups that spilled over instead of on the cups that are still standing. And so here it really is this kind of almost like tug of war internally, trying to figure out, okay, what's happening here? Let me get into a positive mindset. Let me not fall back into a negative mindset. I'm just getting that this is connected to a transformation that you're going through. Your current energy here, I'm getting the Page of Cups with the Eight of Wands. And so the Page of Cups being influenced here by the Eight of Wands, these are both communication cards. And so you might be opening up to another person, speaking about how you feel. There might be an apology connected to this, but definitely focused on forward movement. And so whatever the content of the conversation is, because it feels like it covers a pretty broad spectrum, this is, okay, let's put the past behind us. Let's move forward. In what you need to focus on, I'm getting the Death card, your card. So you show up in what you need to focus on. So it really is about the transformation that you're undergoing. That Death card, it is death and rebirth. And so there is a lot of change here that's taking place. Looking in the past here, I've got the Emperor. So the Emperor, Aries energy. This is a lot of accountability and responsibility. There's something here in the past where if you've been a little bit too rigid, that would explain wanting to open up and have conversations around whatever happened here. I'm getting the sense that ultimately what you were doing was you were focused on your own stability. Any action or anything that you may have said here in the past, it wasn't about another person. It really was about you being in control of something here, having some sort of final say in whatever was taking place. I'm getting the Seven of Wands showing up here in your strength. So the Seven of Wands is about you fighting for what you want, standing up for yourself. There's something about your future too, like fighting for your future. And so it feels like the way that you're approaching this is a little bit different because you're taking it from the lens of, I don't need to be right. I just need things to move forward. Sitting here in your near future is the Sun card. And so it's a lot of hope, a lot of optimism connected to this. I'm getting a lot of a bright, warm energy. When I look at the external influences here, I'm getting the Hanged Man with the Six of Wands. Love to see this. The Hanged Man is about seeing things from a different perspective. So any kind of pause or delay that you may have experienced was really about divine timing. And it was giving you an opportunity to really understand the big picture, how everything needed to fit together in order to be in your best interest. The Six of Wands is a card of success. And so this tells me that whatever it is that you learned during this process as part of this journey, because this is part of your transformation journey, you're coming out victorious on the other side of it. Sitting here in your hopes or fears, I have the Lovers card, Gemini energy. And so this really is about you and another person maybe seeing eye to eye on something, because I've definitely been picking up another person in your current energy, but even in the past year. And so I'm just getting the sense of seeing eye to eye, really trying to get to be on the same page. And so again, it's not about being right, ultimately being the person that's right. It's about, okay, well, what do we need to do in order for this to move forward? The Six of Pentacles is showing up in your potential outcome, and that is a card of generosity. And so whatever's transpiring right now, things are improving significantly. We go from the Sun, that happy, healthy energy, into you feeling not just happy and healthy, but open, generous with your time, maybe even money to an extent. Let's get some additional details here. Tell me about the Page of Cups with the Eight of Wands. Queen of Wands. So Queen of Wands, it's action. So the Queen of Wands, because I'm not getting a clear read, I'm looking around because I'm trying to see where does this, like, who is this person? This might be the other person showing up here. So male or female, just take it as it resonates from a gender standpoint. But with the Queen of Wands showing up here, it feels like you showing up as the Emperor, this person showing up as the Queen of Wands. That explains the mirror imaging that I'm seeing in that Gemini lovers energy. But this person might be a fiery, passionate person. So it could be a fire sign, doesn't have to be, but I am getting the sense here of kind of working through, finding a way to kind of come together and work through something together. It's not about one person dominating or anything like that. I'm getting a real sense of compromise in the current energy here. With the Death card, I'm getting the Five of Wands. Obstacles and challenges are definitely coming to a close. We have 2 fives and we have a Death card. So there's a lot of change that's undergoing right now. The Death card with the Five of Wands does indicate that this is a cycle that's closing. Any obstacles and challenges, meaning if there's anything that created this argument and it's something that can end, it will end. It's not meant to be something that's long lasting. Tell me about the Emperor. Nine of Wands. You are protecting yourself. There was a wound here beneath the surface. And so the Emperor, you were coming across as a very strong, very dominant energy. And part of it was because you felt like you were right. You were definitely in that headspace. But also Nine of Wands, you were protecting yourself at the same time. And so it was more of, I need to be right, because if I'm wrong, what does that mean? And so I'm just getting the sense here that you're aware that you were triggered by something, or your response was not appropriate in some way. Meaning that if somebody came to you and said something like, something insignificant, I'm trying to think of a real world example, and of course my mind is going blank, but it would be something along the lines of not an overly big issue, but you blew it out of proportion. And so the blowing up out of proportion would indicate the Nine of Wands. You were triggered by something here. And so walls up, people at arm's length, and now you're kind of in the space of, that's not really what I intended. So let's work through this. Let's have some sort of open conversation. Let's talk about how you feel, how I feel, all of it. Tell me about the Seven of Wands. Tower. Seven of Wands and the Tower, there is going to be a sudden shift. If you haven't experienced it already, you will. But we have the Death card and we have the Tower card. You have a lot of change that's taking place, a lot of breaking free. And so if you feel like you've been on the verge of breaking free out of some old cycle, pattern, whatever it is, you are. And what's happening here is you're kind of pushing it along, because it's showing up as your strength. You're taking some sort of action, whether it's compromise here in the current energy with this person, really having that open conversation around how you feel. Let's figure out how to move forward. Whether it's that, or it might be that in combination with other things. I'm just getting the sense that you standing up for yourself, not allowing that wound to really take hold and be the dominant factor in all of your decisions. It's creating this Tower moment. It's giving you an opportunity to break free of that limiting pattern. With the Sun, I'm getting the Three of Cups here. So a lot of happiness showing up here. The Three of Cups is about spending time with family, friends, and having it clarify the Sun. I mean, I love to see that. It's a lot of just hopeful, joyful energy. Tell me about the Six of Wands here. Empress. So we have the Emperor and the Empress. And so the Six of Wands showing up here with the Empress does indicate harmony and balance. It's about focusing on what you really want and being victorious about that. It's what the Hanged Man was trying to do. It's what it was trying to show you, how to be victorious, how to go after exactly what you want. With the Hanged Man, I'm getting the Knight of Cups, more of that same energy. So kind of seeing it from that big picture perspective, that high level point of view, showed you the path that you need to take, and any kind of action that would lead you down that path, all of it was being illuminated for you. Here we go. With the Lovers, I'm getting the Seven of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords. Seven of Pentacles is about investing in yourself, investing in this connection. Ten of Swords does indicate closing out a cycle. And so something here really painful what you're doing ultimately is working through this old wound, finding a way to close out some chapter here in your past that created this self-limiting behavior that you're aware of, and you're doing something about it. So you're a work in progress, but all good. I mean, everything seems to be going in the right direction here. Tell me about the Six of Pentacles. Eight of Swords. So that self-imposed prison of the mind, Hanged Man, is showing up here. And so what you do, and I can see it here, you might, now that you've been able to see the big picture, it's going to be a lot easier for you to continue to see the big picture, kind of step back, take a look at the situation, identify what is in your best interest. That Eight of Swords does indicate that self-imposed prison of the mind, but I'm actually getting it as dreams. So you might have something showing up in your dream cycle that shows you that high-level point of view. It identifies what you need to do to be more open, be more receptive, and even more generous in this path going forward. So Scorpio, this is your reading. I hope it resonates. If it did, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care.